Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Jim Rinaldi here. This is going to be the first one of these of the severe weather season, the videos, and taking a look at the threat coming up next week for the plains and Midwest. We're going to start here with Wednesday evening, 0Z Thursday, and starting with the 500 millibar heights, and you can see here we have a upper level low coming across into the Great Basin here, and but that's important because I want to show you what that is. What that ends up doing is it starts spinning up a lee surface low in the lee of the Rockies here in eastern Colorado, the high plains there. And you can see very clearly here, very well-defined warm front coming from that low pressure system across here. Here's your high dew point air. This is the dark orange here is 70, lighter orange is 65. And then in this region here is between 60 and 65. So a lot of moisture coming up out of the Gulf of Mexico. Also notice here, extremely well-defined dry line here. Okay, I mean, here's your 65 dew point air here. And back here is about, the white is about 20%. So, I mean, very, very well-defined dry line in that region there. Go ahead here. Here is our low-level jet at 925 millibars. Nice, very nice jet there. It's at about 35 to 40 knots. Low-level jet in this area here. We'll go up to 850. Again, same area, same where the jet is. 700 millibars is a nice jet. Now we're starting to see some turning of the wind here, and that's what you want to start seeing. Well, maybe don't want to start seeing it, but that could be indicative of isolated tornado formation anyway in these regions in here. I'll go up to 500, a little bit more turning here. Remember when we started here at 925, our winds in this region here were pretty much due south, and now we get up to 500, and they're coming more out of the west southwest. So we've gone from this to this, and that's some pretty decent turning there. Go up to 300 millibars, and you can see we're starting to see some divergence here. This isn't classic absolutely jump off the page at your divergence, but there's some here. Here we have our winds here like this, and then we have our winds up here kind of like so. There's some divergence here's like this. So we do have some divergence in this region here. Coming through, so that's certainly conducive to aiding in thunderstorm development. I'll explain that a little bit better with the Thursday threat. So we'll now go to the 700 millibar vertical velocity. A lot of lift, a lot of upward motion going on in that region in here where we have all the dynamics going on. Here's our cape. Certainly this whole region has some pretty decent cape values. But look at here, we have 3,000, 3,500 cape values here in east central Kansas into north central Oklahoma. Also some very nice capes down here across parts of Arkansas into Missouri. So, certainly we have the instability and we have the dynamics. And so, this is the region here. Well, let's take a look here first at this is the shear. And we can see here we have large area of 30 plus shears down in here. We have some 50 plus, maybe even some 60 plus here across parts of the region. So this is the area here that where everything comes together, kind of, that you want to be looking at, and kind of in there a little bit more west, but right general area there. And there's our SPC outlook. For Wednesday, and that's pretty much where it has it. So, everything's coming together nicely there. Now, as nice as that is, let's take a look at Thursday. Now, here's our upper level low that we showed. Look how this is really, really deepened here. This is deepened, and it's taken on a negative tilt. You can clearly see here that trough has a negative tilt out here. So what that means that more energy is coming in, and as a result, here's our here's our low pressure system, extremely well defined, coming into the plains here, and here's our low, here's our warm front, very, very easy to see, Here's our dry line. Again, very, very easy to see. We have a lot of moisture streaming out of the Gulf of Mexico. Again, this is 60 to 65, 65 to 70, and 70 plus down here. We'll go ahead here to the low-level jets, and here's 925 millibars. Very well-defined low-level jet. 850, really well-defined low-level jet. And now here, the Wednesday threat, the 925 and 850 were pretty much aligned, but now you can already start to see, here's our southerly winds here. A little bit, it's already starting to turn and increase in strength from 925 to 850. So there's a 925, there's our 850. Here's our 700. Now we're seeing even more of a turn. So we are seeing a more defined turning of wind with height and increase of wind with height. So we're seeing both vertical and speed shear happening here. So, this is going to be a pretty under the gun area here as far as possible tornadoes go. Here's our 500, and now we'll go to 300. Now here we can really see a good divergence here. Here's our winds here. Here's our winds here, and there's a large area of nice divergence right through here. Now, why is that, for those who are, just starting to follow or don't really know, why is that important? Well, what that kind of does is, to get the strongest storms, you want the clouds to shoot up as far as possible into the atmosphere. And what this divergence aloft does, think of it if these lines were all basically in the same direction. There was no difference in winds. Everything was coming the same way. Well, that's kind of like a gate, okay? And as the thunderstorm tops are trying to grow, they hit that gate and they can't go any further. But what happens now is when you have the winds like this, the way they are, like that, it kind of opens the gate. And it allows the thunderstorms to grow into the higher parts of the atmosphere. And again, the higher they grow, the stronger the storms are, the more violent the storms are, and the more the chance there's going to be severe weather in those regions. So that's why that's important. We'll go ahead here. Here's our 750 millibar vertical velocity. Again, lots of lift in that same region here. So we have dynamics, we have lift, we have a lot of things going on there. Now here's our cape, and it's not as impressive as it was on Wednesday, but certainly I think with all the dynamics that are going on, this is certainly going to be enough to I hate this town, I really do. Friggin' rednecks. Anyway, let's get back to this, but certainly with the dynamics, this is going to be strong enough to get that done. Here's our shear, and again, we have some very high shear values, certainly more than significant to get things going. Here's our SPC outlook, and now we're up to 30% because, as I said, we have some better ingredients coming together for a possible tornado outbreak. So that's what that's all about. Let's go ahead here. Something I want to show you here now. We're talking about the severe weather, but on the back side of this storm, there's going to be snow. All right, across parts of the Dakotas into Montana, Wyoming. This is the 1,850 thickness. All this region here is below critical. That's all below critical in there. Here's our 1,700, and again we're below critical across a large area back here. Then we'll go to 1,500, same thing. And so this is all going to be, all back here is going to be snowing with this pressure gradient in here. We could be looking at some blizzard conditions across parts of the region as this storm is going to be pulling now off to the northeast like this. And by the time all is said and done, there's going to be some pretty decent snowfalls again across parts of the Dakotas, parts into Nebraska, Wyoming, down into the northern parts of Colorado as well. So, we have severe weather in front, and we have the winter weather in back. So, typical spring storm coming up. So, I just wanted to show you guys that. We'll see how this pans out as we go forward here with it. But this is looking like a really good setup, and I think we're going to see our first really widespread severe outbreak coming up later this week. I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day, and for those celebrating, have a happy Easter.